Welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and just settle in for a second. Drop your shoulders and take a deep, centering breath with me. In our hyper-connected world, it is literally so easy to feel like we're just drowning, right? Drowning in digital burnout, endless pings, and just pure chaos. We're always scrolling, always consuming, and honestly, we rarely get a second to just be. So today, we're taking a huge step back from all of that noise. Think of me as your mindfulness coach today, guiding you through this material to help you uncover a really profound sense of calm that's actually, believe it or not, already hiding right there in your everyday life.
Okay, let's jump right into this provocative question we have here. Could the literal secret to your mental stability be found in the way you organize your desk? I mean, it sounds almost way too simple, doesn't it? Like, no way. But could your sanity actually come down to how you make your coffee or how you walk to your car? We're going to explore how the absolute most mundane, overlooked actions in our day can actually act as a powerful cure for our modern mental chaos. It's really not about escaping to some remote mountaintop. It's about transforming the ordinary stuff right in front of us.
Look at this stark contrast between where a lot of us are living right now and where we actually want to be. On the left, we've got the chaotic mind. That's us trapped in these vicious cycles of dopamine addiction from our screens, totally overstimulated, and basically inching closer to burnout every single day. But then look on the right, quiet power. This represents mental stability, crystal clear focus, and a beautifully regulated dopamine system. The whole goal of this explainer is to figure out how to transition away from that exhausting chaos and step fully into our quiet power.
Let's move into section 1, looking at Kaizen and Japanese tradition. So to understand how to actually make that shift away from the frantic chaos, we really need to look at this core concept, Kaizen. You've probably heard of it. It's the brilliant Japanese philosophy of making continuous, tiny, consistent improvements to create profound change. Picture your mind like a garden, okay? Kaizen isn't this exhausting, massive weekend landscaping project where you're tearing up roots and breaking your back. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. It's the daily, gentle tending of the soil, pulling just one little weed, watering one plant. Super small, gentle, and consistent.
And it's so fascinating to see how this concept has evolved over time. It starts way back in ancient Japanese culture, completely rooted in spiritual and physical harmony. Then, fast forward to the 20th century, and Kaizen becomes this highly respected business and habit philosophy. I mean, it literally transformed global manufacturing. But today, right now, it has emerged as this incredibly vital psychological tool. It acts like a cognitive shield against our chaotic, over-digitized world.
Moving on to section 2, decluttering for dopamine regulation. When we apply this beautiful Kaizen philosophy to our immediate physical environment, we get what's called dansir, or the practice of decluttering. Now, to be clear, this isn't about having an immaculate house to impress your friends. Not at all. It's the deliberate practice of bringing physical order to your environment to spark immediate mental clarity. By just arranging our physical space, we give our overloaded, fried brains a much-needed micro-break. It's a simple, physical action that kicks off a very real psychological healing process. And here is the absolutely crucial point. You do not need to deep clean your entire house to feel this relief. Try these small, mundane rituals to declutter the mind instead. Straighten the papers on your desk. Seriously, just make them parallel. Clear off a single surface, maybe just one tiny corner of your kitchen counter. Or put away exactly one out-of-place item. That's it. Those are the tiny Kaizen-inspired steps. Straightening a few papers gives you this routine physical order that actively and gently soothes your anxious mind.
The science backing this up is honestly fascinating. Think about it. Every single time we scroll social media or get a notification, we get this chaotic, unstable spike of dopamine. That's the digital chaos, right? And it's always followed by a crash. It's totally exhausting. But compare that to routine physical order. The mundane, simple act of straightening your desk provides a stable, regulated dopamine baseline. This physical routine literally helps our brains recover from the wild, exhausting spikes of screen addiction. It just smooths out that whole neurochemical roller coaster.
All right, let's look at section 3, the morning tea ritual.
So we've tackled your workspace, but we can also cultivate this piece from the exact moment you wake up, just by ritualizing a common morning drink. The very next time you make tea, or coffee, whatever you prefer, I want you to try these 4 simple steps. First, boil the water deliberately, like actually watch the steam rise. Second, inhale the aroma deeply. Really notice that scent. Third, feel the ceramic warmth of the mug in your hands. Let that physical sensation ground you. And fourth, take your first sip in complete silence. These deliberate, tactile steps act as a massive anchor.
They powerfully pull your brain away from whatever anxieties you have about the day and drop you safely into the present moment.
The whole essence of what we're learning today is right here. Mundane acts, when performed with deep intention, build an enduring, unshakable quiet power. By turning this simple tea ritual into a daily Kaizen habit, you aren't just making a hot drink. You are actively laying down the neurological bricks for long-term mental resilience. You're literally building up your mind's quiet power one intentional sip at a time.
Which brings us to Section 4, Forest Bathing for Mental Clarity.
Okay, so we've calmed our indoor workspace and we've centered our morning. Now, let's take this mindfulness practice outside. Stepping into the natural world isn't just about getting some exercise. It's a profound sensory ritual. Walking through a park isn't some race to hit your 10,000 steps for the day. When you view it through the lens of Kaizen and quiet power, time spent in nature becomes this incredibly vital, therapeutic tool. It's literally designed to wash away your cognitive fatigue and shield your mind from all that modern noise.
Let's look at a few daily habits inspired by the Japanese practice of forest bathing that you can use for mental clarity. Number 1, notice the scent of pine or damp earth or whatever happens to grow near you. Number 2, actively listen to the rustle of leaves in the wind. And number 3, observe the patterns of natural light filtering through the branches. By intentionally engaging your senses like this, you naturally flush out stress hormones like cortisol. It's a simple way to invite profound mental clarity right back into your day.
And finally, Section 5, long-term cognitive healing.
We really need to look at the bigger picture here and see how all these individual, mundane rituals weave together to fundamentally rewire our brains over the long haul. When we look at this holistic recipe for long-term cognitive healing, check out how it breaks down. 40% of the benefit relies on those consistent Kaizen habits, the tiny daily steps we talked about. 30% comes from routine environmental order, like keeping that desk straight. And the final 30% is the amazing result, a beautifully regulated dopamine system. This just proves that our tiny consistent behaviors working together are the absolute ultimate cure for digital burnout.
I want to pause here for a second. Really let these words settle in your mind. Tiny, consistent behaviors create a sense of quiet power that shields the mind from a chaotic world. Your peace of mind does not require some massive, expensive life overhaul. It doesn't require grand gestures or booking a month-long silent retreat. It simply requires the quiet, steady rhythm of your deliberate daily rituals. As we wrap up this explainer together, I want to leave you with a question to carry with you today. What small, mundane ritual will you use today to reclaim your quiet power? Are you going to straighten up a stack of papers? Will you take a moment to intentionally feel the warmth of your coffee mug? Or maybe you'll just step outside and listen to the wind in the trees. The choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to guide you through this. Now go ahead and step away from this screen, take one more deep breath, and go find your quiet power.